Hi friends, today we'll discuss about how to transfer money from India to other countries. When you want transfer money from one country to another country, then you need a foreign exchange because you will be dealing with two currencies. If you want to send money from India to US, then you need INR, then that amount will be converted into USD, then it will be sent to the America. So foreign exchange to persons residents in India for various transactions. So foreign exchange is required for the residents of India for various transactions. But these transactions can be executed by the authorized dealers designated by the government of India only. So you'll have a lot of doubts how to transfer money to other countries, different type of transaction modes, limits for different transactions, prohibited transactions, RBI approved required transactions, government of India approved required transaction, how to transfer. So during my discussion I'll explain you individual point. Authorized entities. Foreign exchange should be done by the authorized entities. Those are banks, authorized dealers, forex companies. For example, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Western Union Money Transfer. I given few example for the authorized entities. Foreign exchange involved in. So when you are doing a particular transaction, whether foreign exchange is required. For example, you are having a account in ICICI Bank and you are doing transactions in India like transfer, purchase, e-commerce, POS. Then there won't be any foreign exchange because we are not dealing with two currencies. As long as you are doing the transactions in India, you don't need any foreign exchange because your account will be in INR, you will be sending in INR only. So foreign exchange is involved in, you want to buy a foreign currency notes, then foreign exchange is required. You want transfer money from one country to another country, then foreign exchange is required. You want to buy a traveler checks for USD, GBP, then you need a foreign exchange. Telegraphic transfer, you want to transfer money to other country through telegraph transfer, then you need a foreign exchange. International debit card, when you are using international debit card issued in India but while using in other countries, foreign exchange is involved. When you are operating with international credit card, international debit card, international prepaid card, foreign exchange is involved. Where foreign exchange is involved, there are a lot of rules and regulations involved while doing the foreign exchange transactions. Foreign exchange for certain categories of transactions are prohibited. Exchange facilities permitted for transaction. Few transactions are prohibited, few transactions are allowed. So during my video I'll explain you what are the transactions are prohibited and what are the transactions you can do. Rules may be permitted by the authorized dealers. Under the rules only authorized dealers will do the foreign exchange transaction. RBI approval required for remittance exceeding specific values. So every transaction there are limits assigned to the transaction. More than the transaction, then you need RBI's approval for the specific value. Rules and regulations applicable to withdrawal of foreign exchange through international credit card, international debit card, ATM cards. So when you are using international debit card or credit card in foreign countries, then few rules and regulations applicable to transactions. RBI has provided license to certain entities by authoring them as authorized dealers. Already we have discussed, only authorized dealers can do the foreign exchange transactions. Category 2 to undertake a range of miscellaneous non-trade current account transactions. So these authorized dealers can do the non-trade transactions, means there won't be any trade related to these transactions. Trade means if you are doing export business or import, then you need foreign currency, because when you export then you will get a proceeds in foreign currency. When you are importing then you need a foreign currency. But today we are discussing about non-trade transactions only. List of non-trade transactions. Private visits, so individual going to the foreign country, private visit, then these are not non-trade transactions. Remittance by the tour operator conducting a foreign tours for the group of people, these also not included in the non-trade transaction. Business travel, for example, employee working in MNC company going on a business travel, business development, is going to the foreign country, then you need a foreign currency. Fee for participating global conferences and specialized training. MNC company employees normally they'll go for the conference conducted in foreign countries, then you need a foreign currency. Remittance for participation in international events, competitions, when individuals or groups are participating in the international events and competitions, and group of people going for the film shooting, then you need a foreign exchange, but this is not be as a non-trade transaction. Medical treatment, somebody suffering from illness and they want to go to a foreign country and they want to take a treatment, then they also need a foreign exchange, but these will not be considered as non-trade transaction. Disbursement of salary to pilots. International flight pilots, you may pay the salary in foreign currency. Overseas education, somebody is going to the US, UK for the studies, then you need a foreign currency. Remittance under educational tie-up with arrangements with universities, or somebody is writing GRE TOEFL exam, then you need a foreign exchange. Employment and processing assessment fee for the overseas job application. When you are applying for the job, overseas job, then you need a foreign currency, and when you are applying for the visa, then you need a foreign currency. When you are going for the membership in international organization, you need a foreign currency. These all are considered as non-trade transactions. Now we'll discuss about sale of foreign exchange. Already we have discussed, when you need a foreign exchange, some may require RBI permissions, some may require Government of India permissions, some may not require any permissions, and you have a limits also. So approvals required from RBI. Authorized dealers may release foreign exchange for the travel purpose on the basis of declaration given by the traveler regarding the amount of foreign exchange availed during the financial year. Traveler check should be signed in the presence of an authorized official, and purchaser's acknowledgement for the receipt of the traveler check should be held on record. So these are required for the RBI approval. Out of the overall foreign currency being sold to a traveler, exchange in the form of foreign currency notes and coins may be sold up to the limit indicated below, then no need for the approval from RBI. If more than that limit, then you need a approval from RBI. Travelers proceeding to the countries other than Iraq, Libya, Islamic Republic of Iran, Russia Federation and other Republic of Commonwealth of Independent States not exceeding USD 2000 or its equivalent to foreign currency is not required any RBI permission. If it is more than 2000 USD value, then you need a RBI permission. Out of the overall foreign exchange being sold to a traveler, somebody is traveling to a foreign country, out of the overall foreign currency being sold to a traveler by the authorized dealer. Travelers proceeding to the Iran or Libya not exceeding to the 5,000 or its equivalent. If it is more than 5,000, then you need a approval from RBI. When you are seeing foreign exchange, you have to take few documents from the buyer. It may be individual or it may be organization, and these forms should be stored and it should be audited by the auditors. However, in the respect of remittance applications for the miscellaneous non-trade current transactions of value not exceeding 5,000, authorized dealers may be obtained simplified application cum declaration from A2 form. If the amount is less than or equal to 5,000 USD, then you should take only simplified application from the buyer. In case of where the remittance are allowed on the basis of self-declaration, so with the self-declaration, authorized dealers can give the foreign currency to the individuals. So next, when a person going for the medical treatment overseas country, then what is the limits and what is the process? Now we'll discuss. Medical treatment up to 100k USD means 1 lakh USD, then you require only self-declaration from the patient that they applicate buying foreign currency for the medical treatment outside India without insisting on any estimate from a hospital or doctor. If it amount is less than or equal to 100k USD, then no declaration is required from the hospital or doctor. If a person going to the abroad for the medical treatment, if the amount is more than 100k USD, then estimate from the doctor in India or hospital or doctor abroad is required to be submitted the authorized dealers. If it is more than 100k, you need to submit estimate from the Indian hospital or Indian doctor or doctor from the abroad. A person who has fallen sick after proceeding abroad may also be released foreign exchange by any authorized dealer for medical treatment outside India. One situation is you are in India and you are suffering from illness and you want to go to abroad and you want to take the treatment, then medical expenses should be borne by the patient, then you need a foreign currency. Or on business tour or private trip you have gone to the foreign country, then there you fallen sick, then you need a foreign currency. There also authorized dealers can issue the foreign currency to the patient. Next will be cultural tours. So some people will be going on the cultural tours to the foreign countries. Then dance troupe, artists, etc. who wish to undertake tours abroad for the cultural purposes should apply to the Ministry of Human Resource Department, Government of India. For the foreign exchange requirement for the cultural tours, the team should take permission from the Ministry of Human Resources. With this approval, authorized dealers will issue the foreign currency to the troops up to the limit only. If somebody is going on private visit, foreign exchange for the private visit can also be released to a person who is availing of foreign exchange for the travel outside India for any purpose up to the limit. So these limits will be changing from time to time. Within the limit, you don't need any permission from the RBI or Government of India within the limit. More than the limit, you have to take the permission from the RBI and Government of India. If you are going in a business visit, for example, if you are working in a company and you are going for the business visit, undertaking business travel, you need a foreign currency, attending a foreign conference, attending specialized training in abroad, For maintenance expenses, patient going abroad, medical treatment, checkup for the abroad. Somebody going with the patient, he need a foreign currency after going to the foreign country. Period of surrender of foreign exchange. You have taken foreign currency for the X purpose and you have gone to the foreign country. Then after coming back, you want to surrender the currency to the authorized dealer. Now I'll tell you how to surrender the foreign exchange. Not utilized foreign currency. You bought some foreign currency and you have visited the foreign country. Then some unutilized foreign currency, when you come back to the India, you want to surrender. It could be utilized for any other eligible purpose for which drawal of foreign exchange is permitted under the relevant regulation. For example, you have taken for the business trip. After coming back, if you are going on a private trip, same currency can be used. Taken for business trip can be used for the personal visit also. Not utilized foreign currency. General permission is available to surrender or receive realized, unspent, unused foreign currency to any authorized person within a period of 180 days. When you return from the foreign country, from that date, within 180 days, you can surrender this currency to the authorized dealer. For example, purchased on 1st January 2020 and you have gone to the foreign country. Return from foreign country is on 15th February 2020. It can be surrendered 180 days from the 15th February, not from the 1st January. The regularization uniform time limit of 180 days is applicable only to residents of India, and that too in areas other than export goods and services. So this 180 days is only applicable to residents and individuals of India. Unspent foreign exchange. You have taken foreign currency and it is unspent, and you are not spent in foreign currency and you want to surrender. Same here also, after returning to the India, you will have a time up to 180 days. Within 180 days, it can be utilized for any other purpose or you can surrender to the authorized persons within 180 days from the date of return. Payment in rupees. How to buy a foreign currency? You want to go to US, you need a USD. If you approach a authorized dealer, he says 50,000 equivalent INR I can take through physical cash. If you want more than 50,000 worth of USD, then the payment should be through check or banker check, pay order, demand draft only. Documentation. When you want foreign currency, you have to fill some forms. At the same time, authorized dealers, they have to store the forms for the audit purpose and for the accounting purpose. Authorized dealers are also required to keep on record any information documentation on the basis of which the transaction was undertaken for verification by the Reserve Bank of India. For example, if you are going on a foreign trip, then tourist visa. If you are going on a business trip, business visa copy. If you are going for the medical treatment, then related documents authorized dealers should take from the buyer and they have to keep it for the verification whenever audit happens from Reserve Bank of India. Endorsement on passbook. Whenever you take a foreign exchange, whether these details should be entered on your passport, not mandatory for the authorized dealers to endorse the amount of foreign exchange sold for travel aboard on the passport of the traveler. For example, I am going to the US, I need a foreign currency. If I take foreign currency from the authorized dealer, then the currency details, it may be 5,000 or 1,000 USD. Authorized dealers it is not a mandated to enter on the my passbook. However, if required by the traveler, they may be recorded under their stamp, date, signature, details of the foreign exchange sold for the traveler. They can separately they can maintain the record with a stamp, date and signature. International credit cards. So already we have discussed not only physical currency, traveler checks, even if you have an international credit card, when you visit foreign country, you can use your international credit card, automatically foreign exchange will be happening in background. Restriction will not be applicable by residents for making payment towards expenses while on visit outside India. If you are going to foreign country and if you are holding any international credit card, you can use for the expenses. International credit card cannot be used for the purpose of prohibited items like lottery tickets, banned or prohibited magazines, payment for callback services. Your international credit card should not be used while you are in a foreign country. International debit card, yes, international debit card also you can use while you are in a foreign country, but these card cannot be used for the prohibited items like lottery tickets, banned or buying a magazine, payment for callback services. It should not be used. And authorized dealers and banks to submit aggregate foreign exchange utilized by the international debit card holder exceeding USD 100k in a financial year or in a calendar year, it should be submitted to the RBI. If any international debit card holder spending more than 100k in a calendar year, these details should be captured by the banks and authorized dealers. Charge cards and smart cards. No prior permission from Reserve Bank is required for the issue of such cards. These cards can be issued without any permission from the Reserve Bank, and these cards can be used while you are in foreign country. Use of such cards is limited to the permissible limit under the rules. So for these cards also you have a predetermined limit. Within that limit you can use it. More than that you can't use it. Employee stock option. For example, if you are working in a MNC, is a foreign company, they are having 50% of the shareholding in the foreign currency, and the company is having a branch in India, and if you are employed in such a company and you got ESOP, employee stock option, without any limit you can get the monetary benefit. Income tax clearance. Remittances to non-residents will be allowed to be made by the authorized dealers on production of an undertaking by the remitter and certificate from a chartered account in the formats. For example, if you are a resident of India and you are doing a outward transaction and you are sending money from India to other country, it is okay. If you are not a resident of India, then you should get a certificate from the chartered accountant in specified form. Transaction which are prohibited. So for these transactions you are not allowed to send money from India to abroad. Remittance out of lottery winning. You won the lottery in India and you want to send the money to foreign country, not allowed. Income from the racing and purchase of lottery tickets, banned magazines, it is not permitted. And payment related to callback services, not allowed. Remittance of interest income on the funds held in non-resident special rupee account scheme is not allowed to do a foreign remittance. And I'll show you the few examples. For example, in my screen you can see like if you want to do a foreign transfer, you know, like you can use your international debit card, international credit card, or account to account you can transfer, or you can buy the traveler checks, or you can do the telegraphic transfer, or you can buy the physical currency notes. So everywhere now we'll check with the USD and GBP. For example, buying and selling. Selling means as a customer I want currency, then I'll go to a dealer. For the dealer it is selling. So if as a customer I want to buy a GBP, authorized dealer will sell for 101 rupee 51 paisa. But I took the cash, I utilized, and after coming back to India I want to sell. If I am selling, it will be buy for the authorized dealer. He will buy. So when you want, you have to pay 105 rupees, and you want to return to the authorized dealer, then he will pay only 101 rupee. So that margin will be profit for the authorized dealers. Thank you friends. If you like my video, please subscribe and share with your friends also.